Alright, so welcome to MyWatches, episode 11. Finally, after like what, 2-3 episodes, finally we got everyone back on the table.
OG.
More watch than usual. Gotten sponsored by the watch annual. Just kidding. Yeah, just kidding. It's a interesting book that I bought. So if by any chance whoever that created that watches,
Yeah.
Focus up. Yeah. Alright, so there's no particular agenda today. We're just here as a bunch of watch enthusiasts coming here to enjoy watches. A bunch of new purchases that we're going to talk about today as well. And it's probably going to be our last face-to-face session for a while. Right. So the next couple ones are probably going to be in online format until further notice. So yep, first things first, wristwatch check. Alright, from left to right I guess.
Okay, I'm wearing my IWC Pilot Spitfire 39mm.
Right.
On a Shopee strap.
On a Shopee strap.
Shout out to Shopee.
I'm wearing my Black Bay to the BB58 on a Uncle Seiko
President
bracelet.
That I installed wrongly, sorry for that. Right.
Still good looking, but
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the latest release, the Kurono Grand Series. Right, and let me know what color do you think this is, right? Some say green, some say brown. Yeah, an interesting piece, and definitely have a couple of shots lined up for this, so yep.
I have the 3861 Sapphire Sandwich Omega Speedmaster. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Also rocking the Speedmaster, but it's the old 1861. But I've gone and got the 3861 bracelet with the polished center links version, and yeah, and then since then the watch has been on my wrist pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
It's like breathing new life into your watch.
Neglecting the
So-
JLC, I see.
Yeah, somehow.
Right.
So highly recommend to anyone who's having the 1861. I'm happy to say that it fits really well. Well, of course, it doesn't sit flush like the 3861, but to me, yeah, it fits really well. And it's definitely worth the investment.
Yes.
Right, so we're hinting Renee to get
Yeah.
one, right?
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think let's do a sort of a quick recap and a quick like wish and wants in 2022, right? So start off with what is the most interesting highlight of 2021 of watch releases. Which one it gets your top pick basically?
Well, for me, it's not really interesting because it's basically the Rolex Explorer for me, right? Going back to 36mm, and I always think that it's a piece that I always wanted. Back then, Rene, I mean, he still has a 39mm, but yeah, I used to go in the office and always see him wear it, and I was always very taken by it as well. And he was telling me that a lot of people have it as a one watch collection type of watch.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people
That's what
like
people do, right? It's the one watch.
the
One
coach
watch. Yeah. You just
got out.
yeah, you just have that, and then that's it. And yeah, I mean, I've always been very taken by it, but of course, based on current markets, yeah, it's not anywhere near obtainable.
Yeah, one can hope lah.
Yeah,
Right.
but for me, yeah, that's the one watch that I wish would have been more reasonably able to be obtained.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
To me, that is I feel the opposite about that though.
Yeah.
I was like, they get rid of the 39s. Right, because to me, I've been following the 39 for quite some time, from the OP39 and the white one.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Right.
The white or rhodium dial, to me is like a really nice piece. Didn't get it. Made a mistake of not listening to Renee. Got the Speedmaster instead of getting a OP39 with 5% discount. Yeah.
You could have bought that and bought
Yes.
Woody Speedmaster 2010.
But back then, how much was the price though back then?
20,500, something like that. It's 40k now for an OP.
Seriously?
Yeah. OP39 because you just can't get it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, so on the 2021 highlight, if I were to pick one, and in fact we just look at the books over there, I don't know, I would have to pick probably the Chrono, right? The Toki. This is an interesting piece, and to be honest, I didn't think I would like this as much as I would, right? I think the first impression I saw is like, okay, it's cool, it's nice.
You didn't want to wear it first.
Yeah, I didn't want to wear it at first because I think I probably had a little bit of mental block coming from a 41mm black bay GMT, right? So I'm readjusting again, right?
Yeah.
So I went from not wearing big watch to wearing big watch, and then now having two of this, right? and to be honest, it's not a, how to put it in words, it's not a spectacular piece in form of a horology, but in form of a art and design and experience. It really changed my perspective of it, and looking back on how they did the unboxing, how they packaged it, the attention to detail, all this minor stuff, yeah, it really shows me the appreciation of this brand, right?
It makes you fall in love with the hobby again.
In a way, right? Because like in a way that I think that's something we can talk about later as well, on how current hype pieces causes people to be really fatigued.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah. So and this it's one of the ones that gets quite a bit of wrist time that I have. More than my reversal actually.
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
And before that it was mostly the GMT.
GMT. It's mostly a GMT, but then the GMT, ever since I got the ceramic, I barely want a GMT because it's the same size, similar style of watch, lacking the GMT function, but a lot more variable. Right, that few millimeters you have of shaving that thickness makes a huge difference. Right, but I'm very open to purchase a new GMT if
It comes up.
comes out. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this though. If they actually comes out in a BB58 GMT, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I will like.
Too small.
No, because I think it's perfect for what I like already. I just need it to be at the thickness of the ceramic.
Right.
Yeah. Right, because I like the ETA, which is a good thickness as well. The ceramic is a good thickness. Just the GMT, it's a tad bit too thick. Yeah, but still a beautiful watch nonetheless.
But you still prefer 41mm?
Yeah,
Okay.
for now at least.
That's surprising actually.
Yeah. So I don't know. Things changes, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah. Hopefully that a Tudor release some interesting stuff, because to be honest, I am quite bored of a new 58 color at this point. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. For me, I think 2021's highlight in terms of a pure class flex would be JLC's Hybris Mechanica.
Yeah,
That one is just like, if you were to call it a watchmaker showing their prowess in one watch, right? Everything about them, that's one, because it's the year of the reversal, and then they came up with a four-sided, completely four-sided watch with every complication you could think of, and it's still wearable. That's the amazing thing. But if you take away the fact that you're never going to own it, unless you keep it big on crypto, and you bought that when crypto just launched, and now you have all the money in the world, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have named this beforehand, but it's what's on my wrist, because the reality of the matter is it made me leave the first luxury watch I ever owned, sell it off for this. The 3861 Sapphire Sandwich. Blasphemy, right? Because it's like from a Hasselite to Sapphire Sandwich.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. This watch took a while, and it was the kindness of a friend who passed it to me within a week of it owning it, passing it to me for a while without the bracelet. And Han will tell you the bracelet's to die for at the moment, right? Without that, the fit on slim wrists like mine, and every small little detail they put, step dial, the applied logo, the fact that the milky ring kind of isn't very obvious unless sight light hits it. and that movement. Yeah, that to me is Omega upping every single thing on that watch. Of course, the price went up as well. But having said that, there is no argument that the new Speedy is, in all ways, except for the price, a better watch overall. And to update such a classic that has been there for decades and unchanged, right? And for me to be able to say that and eventually put my money where my mouth is as well, that would be my pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Still, yeah, was quite curious how you could ditch the hassle part of it, but I mean that's
Cold-blooded.
every other part of the watch, I don't agree, but yeah, I don't know the hassle
Yeah, I still miss it.
Effect
To be honest, I still
part.
miss it.
Yeah.
But it's when you look at the step dial and the applied logo in the light, it's sort of like contra.
Yeah.
It's like a contra game. Right?
Yeah, so you kind of need to, in a way.
I think
Yeah.
that's the thing
Give
about
something
watches
up,
now,
you know.
right?
Yeah.
I do notice that a lot of times it's you can't get everything. That's
Yeah.
why hence you have a lot of collections to fill different voids
Yes,
that you have,
yes,
right?
you're absolutely right.
Right. So
Yeah.
like, as much as I like bigger dials, sometimes bigger watches, sometimes they have their downside as well.
Yeah.
On like for example, I like the half of it, but sometimes it can be
The thickness, right?
thickness of it and stuff like that. So there's always you win some, you lose some,
Yeah.
right? So which is always interesting, and I think what Woody said is very interesting as well, is that all of us that goes through this journey, it's always learning, right?
Yeah,
The journey
yeah.
never stops. We find out new things about watches,
Yeah.
we learn new things about
And
it.
our tastes change as well. I think
Yeah,
that's the important thing. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, our friend here, Renee, used to own a Panerai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't blame him for it. I think it was cool for the time though. He's a hype guy.
I was cool at the time.
He still is. He still is. He just knows that it's not as sorry, Paneris. It's not so cool anymore on his wrist.
Yeah, and someone that is, you have the biggest risk among all of us here,
Yeah.
right? And you wear like smaller watches than most of us, I believe, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
37 Grand Seiko,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
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 I prefer
Very
it.
nice.
I
Yeah.
prefer that
Yeah.
size.
Yeah, I think it's a good.
It wears. It's so comfortable to wear. Small watches are so comfortable to wear.
So
Yeah.
it's preference. Buy what you like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Nobody will say that it's too girly, it's too small, or too big, or what.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, right?
Definitely a journey, and
Mhm.
and yeah, like back then, when we bought the Speedy with the bracelet, looking back now, it's huge on the wrist, but
Yeah.
back then
Back then we
I
just
didn't
wore
know
it,
any
right?
better, right?
Yeah, we
just
I
wore
was-
it proudly.
I even post like pictures in social media, like Yeah.
But end of the day, no regrets, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's the
no.
story that you will
Yeah.
remember, right? It's the journey that matters. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
a
that's
journey,
always interesting.
definitely.
How about you guys? Any picks for top picks for 2021 releases?
Them.
I think there were so many, really.
Actually, yes, you deal so many watches, you're right.
Or maybe.
and almost from every brand, right?
Yeah. They want me to go first.
Go first.
I'm quite biased because
Yeah.
because the only watch that I bought for 2021
That's a good one.
was also released in 2021.
Yeah.
So it's a Zenith Chronomaster original. But I think Zenith is quite doing well
Yeah.
these days. So 2021 they released the Chronomaster Sport
Yes.
and Zenith Chronomaster original.
Yes.
OG.
Yeah.
OG. So
Yes.
but I wanted the OG for so long, as what I said in the last talk that we had. So it just fits me perfectly.
Yes,
you know?
it does actually.
It's like the counterpart of the Skate 6-1, right?
Yes.
It's true to its original size
Correct. Correct.
and shape, and the design itself with the modern movement inside.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely right. Yeah.
So I'm quite biased, but my wish is to have. I also wanted the Chronomaster
Mhm.
Sport,
Oh, okay.
but
Did
it's
you
too
try
big
it in
for me.
person?
No, I haven't tried it in person.
How do you?
I-
It's too big though.
Yeah, it's
I just think it's too big.
if you look at the dimensions, it's pretty much the same.
I think it's too big. Basically,
Yeah.
you have.
I saw your
yeah,
pictures.
yeah,
I saw your
yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
But isn't it like the Speedmaster's dimensions?
No, the Seatmaster is the
it's-
crown guard. The pusher guard that actually
But it's
bring it to
thick.
42.
Mm.
This is actually a 39.7 watch.
And the way the lux move for that as well.
Yeah.
It's quite big.
Mm.
Right. It's probably the equivalent of wearing my GMT.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's probably the equivalent
That
of
is
that. Yeah, around that shape. Yeah. Right, but yeah, Zenith is sorry,
That
it's thinner. It's thinner.
Slightly thin. I think it's 13 point something, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
GMT is 15. Yeah.
What is it?
Because you have the biggest wrist.
Yeah.
But I don't really like
Yeah,
big watch. Maybe James.
I want it. I really
Yeah.
want it. Yeah, because to me, I think what my thoughts about that watch when I first saw it, I think we'll talk about it as well. I'm not sure here or off camera,
Yeah.
but when it first released or what, I was probably the only one among us.
Yeah.
That was
That-
excited, really excited.
Yeah, because to me it's like it's beautiful. It's like it's to me the just design itself, just the look of it itself, it's a nicer Daytona. It looks better than a Daytona. It has a Daytona vibe, but an added pizzazz into it with that tropical dial and just I just really like the. I was just drawn to the look immediately before it was hyped,
Yeah.
and now I can't even get it.
Yeah.
Right, so
But Panda or
Oh, yeah.
reverse Panda?
huh?
No, the
Panda.
Panda.
You had a chance to get it.
Yeah, I had a chance to get it with 20% off, and I was like, I'm gonna wait for 25. It's like-
That was the start of the major FOMO that James went through for most of the second half of 2021, by the way.
because I legitimately say it's like okay, it's really expensive. It's 40,000 plus
Yeah,
ringgit.
yeah.
So I was like, it's a Zenith, and I'm not sure if it applied to different countries, but the Zenith, when it comes to Zenith, most people think like, all right, 25%, let's go for it. And then it was like, it's new. When I first saw it, they didn't have any discount. A few months later, I checked on it, they have 20%. I was like, all right, just
It
a
will
little bit
eventually
more.
get to 25.
A little bit more. And then GPHD, is it?
Yeah, GPHD.
Yeah,
I don't know.
GPHD happens, and then
Yeah.
next thing you know, you can't even buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
So-
it first dropped, I didn't think too much about it. But after a while, I looked at it more, watched some videos, then I felt like, wow, actually, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But like you said, cannot.
Yeah.
It's not a
Oh well.
thing.
And I have recently have a newfound appreciation of Zenith as well, which hint one of my new watch that I
Another
purchased for
41mm.
Huh?
Your third 41mm.
Yeah.
But that one wears very small for
Yeah.
41mm.
Luck to luck of 45.
Yeah. Not
Oh,
45.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've worn it before. It's
Yeah.
actually very
Wow.
comfortable. It's titanium.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
really
okay.
light on the wrist as
Oh,
well.
you probably know what it is already.
Put it in the comments.
Well, so yeah, so that is part of the FOMO as well. So I was like, all right, I okay, this leads to the next thing, right?
Yeah.
On how the current situation sort of creates this fatigueness, or what, at least in me, it's like
Yeah.
I've been constantly thinking
Yeah.
on how to min-max my strategy
Yeah.
in purchasing watches in the best possible way to maximize my limited resources that I have. I saw it's like, okay, should I sell this and get this before this price goes up, while this still has discount, before this gets hype and stuff like that. So I'm constantly
Yeah.
thinking about, oh, how should I do? It's like I'm strategizing, I'm doing this, and to one point, I actually did think it's like, is it supposed to be so
Yeah.
tiring?
Yeah.
kind of takes
Yeah.
away the joy of it, right?
Yeah, kind of. And like, and if I look back on it, that's why I say that's why I say I like the Chrono Toki a lot. For the money I paid for this, in terms of price to joy ratio, this beats it, man.
Yeah.
Right, the amount of joy and fun that I got out of this and the experience that I've got out of this is insane.
Yeah.
Right, that's how I started thinking. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where where my watch journey takes me next. lah.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see how you feel like when you unbox your Submariner one day, and then maybe you look at it and you just go like,
Yeah, you know, all the hype is
Yeah.
there.
and then all your other watch purchases just flash before your eyes, and you're like,
Yeah. Yeah. But I like what you mentioned about that as well, because you know there was this article that Ariel Adams of A Blog to Watch, she just put a comment there, right, about his reflections of 2021, and he said that he'd rather go for brands which want him to as a customer, instead of brands that don't really give a rat's butt about whether you exist or not, right?
GLC.
And I mentioned, I actually reached out to him and I said that actually if you were in the same country, I'd buy you a drink for that statement alone, because that to me reminds me of the joy of what it's like to be a watch enthusiast. Because if the brand really wants you as a customer, there's a very nice synergy that you have. I mean, shout out to JLC. I mean, they've treated me really, really well. Really great company that's doing it here in the boutique here in Malaysia. But even the micro brand space, you know, all of them truly appreciate you as a consumer. So they go out of their way to make sure that you're satisfied with the product, you know, that you like what you bought. You don't get that anymore with some of the mainstream brands, and it's kind of sad because you're paying so much for that, and it's a luxury item that you don't really need.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of times you feel like you owe them something if they are able to give you a watch that you want, for example.
Yeah.
But you're a paying customer.
Correct.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for taking my money.
It's like, oh,
Could I hoodie, please?
yes.
Quite an odd way to live.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Speaking of Chrono, one thing I gotta mention as well, I am actually part of the 2022 Chrono contributor, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I really gotta appreciate what they're doing with this as well. I'm not sure if it, I send it to you guys as well, but if you guys have not, do not know that the criteria that Master Hajime has set for to being a contributor, it's set for being a contributor is that it literally says there that it does not matter the amount of followers that you have. It does not matter if you are taking it with a DSLR or anything. It does not matter that you are who and so. All that matters is you are known as someone that appreciates their brand, irregardless of amount of followers and stuff like that. So that is
great.
really
Really
sincere.
great.
So who judges that? Whether you are a true watch lover, right? Like they say.
I don't know what's the criteria. I
Yeah.
assume that based on your quality of subjective quality of your postings and so on. Yeah. So.
But okay, at least if the intent is true, then I think it's a good.
Well, to me, it's like at that point I have less than 200 followers on my Instagram account. I've only posted for a limited amount of viewers, and I got it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I was lucky and fortunate, I guess.
But I can tell that even from your posting, it's a sincere appreciation for it.
Yeah.
And I think if anything, the one on your wrist right now validates that info.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see. I'm definitely hoping for them to release the next piece of
chronograph.
Chrono, yeah. So yeah, that is,
Chrono.
The money is already it's allocated already for it, so Hajime, you know what to do.
Yeah,
so yeah, that is my
I'll jump on as well.
semi anticipation for 2022. Right, that's one of it.
Chrono.
Yeah.
Tim,
Tim,
Oh.
your thoughts?
Grand Seiko.
Grand
Actually,
Seiko.
yeah, really. With Grand Seiko this year, there have so many releases. Actually, if I think about it, there's two mainly. The high beat movement with the White Birch. That was
White Birch,
this
the
year, right?
original White Birch in 2021, yes.
2021.
Yeah.
And I think towards the end of the year, there was also another one, the Spring Drive 5 days.
The Lexova,
Yes.
the blue one, right?
The Omni Watari?
Not the only Matri.
The dark blue one.
Dark blue one.
Lexova, the Lexova.
That's the limited edition one.
The limited
Yeah.
edition.
But I mean, Omni Watari, you don't consider that as that's 2021, right?
2021. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
2021.
yeah.
Yeah, that's 2021.
Yeah.
It's also
So-
nice.
Yeah.
But the price is.
Yeah. And that deck is also kind of the next watch that I'm looking to get, a Grand Seiko.
That you will get.
Hold on, we'll think about it. We'll
But that's a second contender.
Although combining both, you get the White Birch Spring Drive that just came out in 2022. I think that combination might kill you. Because you just mentioned two watches, right? And they just blended both.
Correct,
And they
correct,
released it this
correct.
year.
Right.
Yeah.
Grand
Correct.
Seiko watching this, like, they know what we like.
Yeah.
Is that cheaper? Or is it the
It's
same price?
cheaper than
It is cheaper.
It's cheaper than the mechanical White Birch.
Oh.
Wait, is it?
Normally Springer is more expensive, right?
Yeah. In this case, they priced it slightly lower than the mechanical, the high beat White Birch.
For Tim.
Yeah.
Or
for
Tim.
Tim. This,
Tim.
this is a personal message from Grand Seiko to Tim.
Perhaps. But yeah, I don't know, the later half of 2021, I've just been gravitating towards Grand Seiko. So I guess I think it's Grand Seiko as a brand is the highlight for me for 2021.
Okay, so if you think about it, based on that 2021 releases, right? What could they improve? And if they could do that in 2022, what is that perfect watch? How would you describe it?
For me, it's smaller case size.
Smaller case sizes.
If you can
Spring
put
drive,
a
smaller
if you
case
can put a
size.
spring drive in a 36
5-day
That is
power reserve.
the 37mm case.
If we're
But spring
talking about
drives.
that,
Oh,
Spring
yeah.
drive,
yeah,
spring
yeah.
drive and
then the
36,
next one
yeah.
would be, come on, just give us 20mm.
The luck.
Yeah.
The luck wave is killer and not in a good way.
Because it's a 22 on the white birch.
Yeah. And then for the 4 seasons, it's 21.
21,
right?
and then for the Omi Watari is 19. So
19.
it's
So
like
it's like,
They skip
come
Do you have
on.
any-
Yeah.
do you have any watches that's 20?
the spring drive snowflake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on the 20.
Mm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The next thing that comes to mind, last year, I think, actually a lot of big brands have really they launched kind of flagship products or revised flagship products. And one of them is definitely IWC.
Oh, yes.
With the big pilot 43.
Yes. Yes.
Big power.
I always like the big pilot, but still 43
Yes.
is still tad too big.
I mean, I think I told you last time, Woody, that I wanted a.
Right.
I told him I wanted a 39mm big pilot. He said that's no longer a big pilot.
I still stand by my statement.
That's not
It's right, it's right.
But the big, small pilot.
But if they could just... But what I was really considering and I really liked was when they launched the 41mm new chronograph. That was actually very nice. With the bracelet. So if only they can have a mid-sized pilot and 41mm, I think that would be a sweet spot.
That's a good point because I think their pilot is due for an update as well because everything
Oh, the
else
Mark
that-
18,
yeah, the
yeah.
Mark 18 is due for another because with the Spitfire that came out, then there's the big pilots. I think they even updated some of the Portugueses. I think that's the one that they haven't touched yet. So you might be in on something.
To me, I'm actually waiting to buy the limited prints when the new one come out though. Alright, so right now it's about like 12k ringgit. If the new one comes out and it
But
goes
the Mark
like
18 limited prints, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So if the new one, say a new one comes out,
Yeah.
because our current one is ETA movement
Correct,
and stuff,
correct.
right? I don't mind that if the price for second-hand market drops
Something
even
else is
more,
gonna happen, you know.
right?
And anything he says usually that just happens.
So the reason why I am trying not to repeat the mistake that I made for the Black Bay ETA.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
The ETA was dirt cheap at the point when the in-house movement came out, and I was like, I didn't want it. The AD was offering me like a good discount as well at that point of time because everybody was just transitioning to the in-house movement. And look at it, it's like, oh, the old one is just better, and it's thinner, easy to maintain, and everything like that. So I think it's like it's because why I say that is because I think that is a watch I will not wear as often, right? Amongst what I have in my collection, but I think it's very nice. It's the one to me, second after the VC overseas. I think it's one of the nicest blue dial that you can get. I like the shade of it a lot. So if I can get it at
Even
the
one of this?
it's different.
Different?
Yeah.
Kind of blue.
Yeah, I think it's different.
Fair, fair.
I don't know how to describe it, but this is, I would say, non-traditional. The VC blue and IWC blues are more of the ones that you see pretty often.
But the VC blue is very distinct. It's like lacquer blue.
Like very deep lacquer
Very
blue.
deep, yeah. Whereas the petite one is, there is more...
A sunburst.
correct,
effect,
there's more
yes.
sunburst
They're
effect.
more white in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yep. So we'll see if it drops below 5-digit ringgit. Is a piece I would consider just second hand to be in the collection.
Then what you need is the new petite prints, then you'll drop down to below 5.
Yeah.
Because then they'll have an in-house movement and all
Yeah.
that. So it's the
I'll just
more
take
that-
the ETA off you.
Yeah.
Just take the ETA off you. Yep. Oh well. What are stuff that you guys are looking forward in 2022?
Looking forward to my Ming.
Oh, 1709.
Yeah,
Oh.
1709. That should be here by March. Yeah, so I think when I purchased it, it's mostly like just rendered pictures, and you see a lot of actual pictures showing up on social media now, and
Really
I have to say
It's really nice.
it really looks well executed, and apparently the movement issues are all been settled. So
Great. And it's extended
Yeah.
warranty as well, right?
Yeah. So with all that
With
being
a free
said,
strap, I believe.
oh really?
I think so.
Ah.
If I'm not mistaken,
wow.
a free strap and
So they throw in the
extended.
goodies.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So I'm
good.
really excited for that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
So on that, I have the 1709 as well, and I have some thought as well. I'm thinking to potentially trade it with a red one if someone's willing to do it for me.
Mm.
Because if
Because
you
you have
consider this
dial.
as red-ish, but I don't really have a red dial. Yeah.
You might be able to find someone with that because I think there are quite a number of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
that's something I'm seriously thinking about doing to
Interesting.
justify keeping that into the collection. With
I see.
ever since I got that watch, it
Yeah.
sort of went out of hand. Yeah.
Tim's got something to look forward to. He just ordered something as well.
I was about to mention that, yeah. The Baltic MI01 Salmon.
Yeah.
I'm
With the
actually quite
micro-
excited about that. My first micro brand.
And a micro rotor as well. To
I
go.
Yeah, actually, now that I
Yeah.
think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually really keen to get that on my hands. Probably in July, since I was probably one of the first to pre-order.
Yeah.
But that's pretty out of the blue as well, right?
Yeah, I was like, I was looking at it, to be honest, for a while, because I told you guys I have my dress watch itch, which supposedly supposed to be the GLC, and then I was thinking about the Cartier Tank Mask, but I think it was too big. Then I was thinking about the Santos, and then when that came, I was
Santos,
like,
Santos.
yeah, the Santos,
I also wanted
no
that.
date, which was like
Medium.
Medium.
correct.
Santos.
Then when I think about it, I got an email from Baltic.
Yeah.
Pre-order open in
Yeah,
January.
reopening as well.
Reopening in
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get the Baltic Salmon.
Yeah.
Micro water that different color, because I
Mm.
right now I'm trying to fill my collection with different colors.
Mhm.
Salmon is definitely one. The next one I'm trying to go for is a green dial. That's why the Grand Circle for season salmon.
Yeah. I
Somehow.
can relate to the green dial. There's one right there.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor, check out the green dial reversal.
Yes, you should.
Oh,
I should.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Because
should.
this is really nice.
Tomorrow.
Seriously.
Hey.
I
It
was
is.
like,
Yeah, you do it in a boutique. It has this yellowish look.
Mm.
You put it under white light, then it turns into a deep green. It's just one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, that's one of the. I would say that's one of the highlight for me in 2021 as well.
Mm.
That when I first saw it, it's like
the green dial.
I didn't expect it.
The
There's like
jealousy.
literally nothing. This I can still expect something. Like if I were to quantify your excitement or your surprise realization of witnessing the blue,
Yeah.
I would double that for the green.
Ooh.
I was like,
Double.
whoa, right.
It's really hard to pull off green,
Yeah.
but hats off to JLC. That green, they pull it off. Yeah, green is really difficult. That
And to
was nice.
and to be honest, if I were to be honest, if the AD was able to get me the green with the same discount that I get with this, I've taken the green out a bit.
I think that would have been my choice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even have a friend who was never into like the reversals, right? He put the green on and it's like,
It's
for the
time.
first time, I might actually consider it. So yeah, I can imagine what you're going through.
Yeah. And if it's down the road, it's available white and it has discount. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man.
But coming from someone who you own the classic reversal, although it's dual face, wow, this is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I somehow still like it's nice to look at. Probably, I mean, you guys both own it. I'm pretty sure you're chuffed a bit, but somehow I still gravitate towards that classic look.
But if you talk, this is actually the OG classic though.
That is true.
Yeah, if you think about it, yeah.
Although I'd say it's that the tribute to 931. That
Yeah.
one is really, really the one that
yeah.
everyone's
The black-
looking
the
for.
black
But I'm
face,
with
yeah.
you on that point that I think it's maybe it's an Asian bit, right? You go like 2 watches for the price of 1. You know, it's like 2 dials, or because for the sake of the fact that there's something on the other side, right? It's really cool.
But not just that, like the art deco
the
part
Art
of
Deco is
it,
actually a lot clearer.
the dial,
Yeah, yeah.
Look at it.
But I don't know. It's
But I have to
The-
say, this
yeah.
one, the proportions are really, really
Yeah,
good.
I agree.
The classic I really like that the machining on the dial. What's it
Yeah.
called?
The Gila shade.
the Gila
Gila
shake,
shade.
right? the Gila
That
shake.
one was really something that it was a if it's anything that makes me have a toss up between the one that we got and that one, I think it's really
But
the finishing of the dial.
would you say that this watch has a lot of versatility as well? Like you can, of course, you can dress up, but dress down
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
Quick
It's
release.
proven with the Hans's grey strap.
Yeah.
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 Actually, kudos for you to pulling that off as well.
So and to me, this is something we talk about as well. Like I wear this blue reversal tribute small seconds in the gray, brown strap with like sleepers and shorts. So to me, I don't know. I think it's fine,
Yeah,
but that's personal preference, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to me, I really like hand wine movements because of
Yeah, I have to
the
admit,
sound.
Yeah.
To me, it's like
JLC's movements is
like most hand wine as well. It's like
Quite
even my young Hans, the ETA movement, it takes a lot. And I'm a bit weird. I like listening
I like it
to
too.
my watch, right?
When I put a
So-
speedy on my bedside, I can hear it when I sleep, and
it's
it
like,
soothes me.
Yeah.
It's like someone singing a
Yeah,
lullaby.
that's one for you to play with.
It's much
Right.
better to wine.
Yeah, compared
Than
to
yours.
the OG.
Mm.
Because you're not restricted by the guards as
Yeah.
much.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
A lot.
This gets a bit tiring sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I noticed as well. And is it the same problem as the one? Because I find that very hard to pluck out.
Sometimes you have to use your nail and that kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a lot easier. This is way easier.
Yeah.
Just a bit more-
see,
I think the old one sounds better though.
Yeah. I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
No one has this. The sound actually sounds a bit more timeless.
Is
Yeah.
is it because of a sapphire sandwich? It doesn't echo
acoustics.
properly.
Or it's because of the coaxial
I suspect it's
movement.
the coaxial.
Oh.
It's the coaxial movement as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
the old one sounds so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds a bit
Muted.
weird to say.
Yeah.
A lot more mechanical.
That's an interesting word to use,
But that's like more.
Mechanical
Like,
keyboard.
yeah. But it could be a combination of both. The fact that it's not echoing into a metal chamber, and also the fact that it's a coaxial movement
Yeah.
as well, right?
Probably.
So you don't have the pallet fork going the same way. Yeah, because the pallet fork has that sound. It's part of the reason of the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it's preference. Right? Some people would like that because it's quieter. Some people find the ticking noise
it's
annoying,
a lot more quiet.
but I absolutely love it.
I
Yeah.
like it too.
Which is one of the things that a love-hate relationship with my snowflake.
Because
Right.
it's
Oh.
zero, no sound at all.
And the BB58, you put it next to it, you don't hear it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is something that I always try to listen out for, but I can never hear it. You just don't.
You listen to that, listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean, Han.
Yeah.
With that sound.
More alive? I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
I
this
get what you mean.
it's weird to say because they're all
Yeah.
mechanical.
Yeah, correct. It's just
Yeah.
interesting choice of word, but
Yeah.
I've never been one to listen to. In fact, the normals that I have sometimes at a certain angle, right, I can hear it and it bugs me when I'm trying to focus on something, right? So different taste for different people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best sounding one I had was my Young Hans Max Pearl hand wine. That one sounds phenomenal. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just sounds really, really nice. It's really loud for the size of the watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It could be the acoustic chambers as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. So what kind of watch, if it comes out, right, would probably kill you in 2022? I think that would be the sort of question, right? That I mean, because we haven't really answered that so much. I think Tim did with his the idea of a smaller sized one, right?
Pilot.
Yeah.
Mine is a smaller size Grand Seiko spring drive.
Yeah.
You mean-
Same,
That
same,
would
exactly the
definitely
same.
kill me.
37 mm
36, yeah.
automatic spring drive.
Yeah.
Automatic spring drive.
Actually, the Omi Watari is an okay size, but I just couldn't justify the price tag.
Okay.
Really can't. Like,
So yours would be
It's
the
insane.
Petite Prince then, right?
yeah.
No,
not really.
Actually, no, yours is the Kurono.
Chrono.
To kill me, because if we say kills me, that means that I would.
There's like no hesitation, you know. Just
Like,
go.
no choice. Like, take my money. Actually,
Take my money, yeah.
he has a lot of that already, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, so I would, if I were to pick one to put in that criteria, it was probably going to be the Black Bay GMT.
Ah yes. Fair,
Right.
fair.
So if the Black Bay GMT it's thinner, ceramic bezel,
You.
and if so disclaimer is I just recently sold that to fund for the new Zenith, but even if even if I'm strapped on cash and that came out, I will probably find a way to make it work. So
You
to
would
me,
put
that
you
is
put it above the Chrono, if that comes up.
so it's a different thing, you know, because the Chrono you cannot pass on it. I can pass on the Black Bay and I can still get it, right? So that's why it comes
That's a
to
fair
my
point.
mind of how I've been thinking about min-maxing my strategy right now.
So that's a non-negotiable. It's like done.
That one come out is just a stick, but in this case, it's like
you have a choice.
You will even like take a loan to go and get it, so to speak.
Right. So like they like micro brands or limited releases, and to me that is I would say my ultimate weakness, right? Because I always know that from lesson learned as well is that if I can make it happen, think later. Because
no regret move, right?
It may backfire if there's no demand, but so
I mean, most of the time, the worst case scenario is a break even. Most of the time.
For me, it would be the actual spiritual successor to the SPG 011, 211. If they ever come up with something like that, right?
The new flagship.
With the, because it's the white birch kind of right now, but it's not quite it.
Yeah.
If they did that with a snowflake dial, 5-day power reserve, they made it a bit smaller.
And give you the hour marker back.
And give the hour marker back. I do the exact same thing I did with this video.
Is the blue one with the right hour marker? The limited edition one?
Superman.
No. It's also like the white birch.
It's called Superman, right? They call it Superman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Blue and red.
The one that is the Tiffany blue one.
Huh?
No.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the dark blue one.
The dark blue one that you like.
The Sua.
I
know Sua is different.
The hour markers though.
No, I can't. It's a non-negotiable for me. Like you can say how nice the dial is, but
to you the hour markers, the perfect mirror polish hour markers, right? Is what you're looking for.
Yeah. It's just it's a bit weird. Not for me.
Or if the OP39 comes back, I did say that I will not buy anything from the Grey Dealer. If that happens, I don't know. I don't know.
If it comes, I mean, it's not going to be at retail price. So that's the thing, right? So
that's a tricky question. But to
because
me, that in terms of wearability and design wise, the OP39 white is my top choice. Right.
But would you feel that the Datejust is something a bit too similar to that, or
No. Yeah, this is a lot lot
versatile.
casual and casual.
Because the Datejust is like
very dressy actually.
very dressy, especially in white gold. Right?
So, and up to how much are you willing to pay for it?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Because to me, I know that the FOMO will kick in, and I will start thinking that alright, I don't get it now, it will increase based on the hype of how people wants the 39 OP, and so my mind will be going like, alright, this, that, what should I do, stuff. But I don't know. I still think that I would try to stick to my words on not buying from a grill dealer. And at this point, I think it's very much doable as long as there's other watches available for me to buy. So, and my existing list of available to purchase watches is quite long. So let's tackle that first and see how it goes.
Fair. But are there any changes you'd like to see in 2022, right? The way, because I mean, you brought up the topic about the fact that hype might change the way you feel about watches as well, right? But is there something you want to really see just change from a supply demand?
A new line. I want to see a new line, right? I want to see, like for example, Tudor hasn't had anything new, and in fact, a lot of brands hasn't had anything new, right? And the bigger brands probably will not do it. It doesn't make financial sense to do it. But I want to see it from the smaller brands. So although I'm a fan of Chrono, those three lines of watches has been there for a while already, right? The Grand Collections, the basic time ones, the Chrono has been there all this while, right? And say like for Ming, for a lot of people, I mean for a lot of other brands as well, it's a recolored or a redesign based on the existing foundation of an existing model. I want to see new lines that get us exciting, a fresh new case shape, a fresh new design language and everything. I want to see more of that that really challenge the creativeness of the brands and so on.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that actually happens.
there've been quite a few new releases already in just January. You know, if you really think about
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
Like Grand Seiko released how many?
Yeah.
I can't. I've lost count.
Too
Actually.
many.
Yeah,
The
Just in
two
general,
blue,
right?
the black one,
yeah,
and
The white
yeah.
birch.
yeah.
Yeah, the white birch one. So
And then they
forth.
have all the limited editions, like the three
The
green
US
limited
oh, yeah.
editions.
Yeah,
The
correct.
green dot.
And Omega released the most expensive Speedmaster you could ever buy.
But Omega released
The white gold.
no, what was that collection? The also chronograph one, but the gyroscope collection.
Chronoscope.
Chronoscope.
The
Chronoscope
last year.
collection.
That was
Yeah.
last year. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
a watch last year.
That's-
But
Yeah.
that was interesting as well.
43 or 44, right? It's huge.
I think it was a 43 or 42.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's really big.
Yeah.
But I feel like nowadays it's like every few weeks you hear something new. It's no longer like you wait for everybody
Yep.
to release it at
True.
a trade show, right?
No
It's
wonder
like-
this is this thick. Yeah.
I think it's just gonna get thicker in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the usual release of colors and so on, but I really want something more, right? So to me, which is why I was a big fan of my black bay ceramic, because it's still a black bay line, but what they've done is they introduced the metas
Metas,
to the
yeah.
movement in there, right? It's the first ceramic materials in there, and with the metas certified movement, it's even thinner than what they could have done previously, right? So that
Yeah.
shows innovation
Yeah.
and shows effort from the brand and so on.
It's a step in the direction.
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah.
design language wise could have changed more, I guess. But yeah.
Mm.
But at least
Fair
they had to do something different.
But that's
Yeah.
something about Tudor that I always find very puzzling. So we say that, right? And then they do the FXD, which is kind of...
Too much.
Well, but that's
and they do like things like P01.
but that's like
This P0.
blasphemous.
Yeah.
Arguably, the P01 I feel is not as blasphemous as the FXD because of all the reasons that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because of this, that's not what it was.
Yeah. It never
Yeah,
was a
it never
watch that...
was
It never was a
that
watch
like
without
that.
spring...
Yeah.
string
So
bars.
arguably the P01 is like they're not saying that they don't use the same
That's true.
gimmicky marketing and like at least they just called it like this is a new design.
Yeah.
And although like probably no Asian wrist can fit that watch, but at least
Yeah, it's still something different. Like,
Yeah.
and you're on point, I think.
Yeah.
The fact that no one takes chances anymore because it's just like all the movies we watch, right? It's like everything is a rehash of something old now
Yeah.
because they're also afraid to get it wrong that commercially just flops,
Yeah.
right? That they would rather go and re-release something
Or-
that's old.
or they become a meme on Horological Dictionary.
That is also true.
But if you don't change, then you're gonna be a meme as well. So
As long as you're a meme and you sell, right? That's the unfortunate
Yeah.
thing. The reality is when you don't change it and people still want it, it sells. So
Yeah.
you can Horological Dictionary, and I have mad respect for the way the guy can come up with stuff like that. But the reality is it still sells out. You know, for all the hype and the disdain that we have for it. If it sells out, that's what matters. So.
Yeah.
I guess I'm hoping that they hit something new that also sells, right? That would be a signal to the rest of the other brands that it's possible to make that happen.
Yeah.
I think that'll be cool. If one of the mainstream brands could figure out something like that.
because a lot of brands are also kind of like rehashing the vintage styles.
Oh, yes,
so,
yes.
Right.
So yeah, I guess we want to see like new, right?
Yeah,
Not
like-
new
like-
old, right?
Yeah.
I think new O is still better than new color. I would
Well-
take that over new color anytime.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, of course, new color is
Yeah.
just Photoshop, right?
Yeah. I think
So-
Tudor is going to do new color though.
I'm pretty sure a new color for a 58.
Yeah,
I'm
new
sure.
color 58.
Yeah, red, green. I don't know.
Or
one
58
of-
FXD.
I don't know.
And
Nah, man.
which
I think they
which
would've-
military country are they going to link
They
it
would
to
have
now?
learned their lesson by now, right?
So my prediction for Tudor is yes, probably a new color 58, a new Pelagos. That's probably something.
Pelagos GMT.
Yeah, I saw the leak. I don't.
It's been in there for like 3 years.
Oh really? No, I don't. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah.
Pelagos.
Yeah. So if they
It's a nice watch.
GMT, I don't know. I am not really optimistic, but I think it will happen eventually. My wallet's ready, so yeah, let me know. We'll see how it goes as well. Yeah. Then, yeah, Rolex is probably going to do the Milgauss Air King, and maybe add in some more colors for the OP and milk it. I don't know. That's probably something they can do. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll still be hyped, right?
You still be hyped, and you can't get it anyway. So I don't know what's the point.
Then, yeah, it will be interesting to see what Omega does, though. Right.
Yeah.
I think something that they with the new release of the one we talked about earlier, the Aqua Terra, the small seconds one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's a bit big, still bigger. I wanted it smaller.
What's that, 41 or what?
40. Is it 41?
There's 41 and 38.
I think it's a 41. The new one.
Yeah,
I think it's a 41.
I'm not sure about the new one, but the original line is 41 and 38. Yeah. And it's Aqua Terra is to me one of the most underrated line.
Agreed.
Yeah. Right.
Agreed.
It's a watch that it's very versatile. You can dress it up too, and it's what 150 water resistant. The price for it is really cheap as well, for comparatively of course.
I was looking at the Aqua Terra, the green down.
Yeah, 41 I like that.
It's nice.
It's always
That
been in my
green
list
is
also.
nice.
Yeah. If you like that green, the JLC will blow you away. The JLC will blow you away. Yeah.
But speaking about directions of brands, I was just thinking about Seiko, right? It seems that they are climbing up to be a bit more of a mid-tier.
Yeah.
And with that being said, you know, in the past, whenever you want to introduce someone to hobby, you say, "Oh, get an SKX," or it's like bang for buck. So I'm just thinking, like, what's the new
Bang for buck.
entry point? And the only thing I can think of is some of these micro brands that you know some people have tried and know, but then again,
Still expensive. Right?
yeah. So what is the new
Seiko 5.
Yeah.
Seiko?
The 5KX.
It becomes a Seiko 5, but I know a lot of Seiko old timers will say that's a really crap watch, but I think it becomes that. It really.
Okay.
Orients are still bang for buck. You dress watch Bambino, and you want the Blu-ray for diver. They're still really worth it with in-house movement. Right. You have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have it.
You still have your Visual date?
Yeah, I still have it.
Yeah.
Thinking of selling it off, but I mean, it's not like
Sentimental value.
I'll get much for it, but
Okay.
Hamilton's
definitely will keep it until I get more dress.
Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Hamilton might be one of those.
Tissot.
Tissot, yes, the Powermatic, the PRX.
I wonder whether the PRX would appeal to a non-watch enthusiast, like someone who doesn't have a watch at
Oh.
all, right? Because it appeals to us because it's so different to the norm.
No, I actually do have two friends that purchased it, non-watch enthusiasts.
Oh.
But to
AP
me,
fans.
huh?
They
No,
like AP. No.
because their thought process was that, all right, I want to buy a Switch watch at the cheapest price possible, and Tissot is a Swiss watch,
And
right?
you see it on the billboard on some
Yeah.
highway.
Swiss made. So to me, that your mind is like, all right, 2,000.
The Powermatic.
$2,000 for a automatic movement, a decent watch.
It's
You
2,000
find
bucks.
2008.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And they release it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the quartz one is even cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They are rumored to be releasing a
Smaller size one, right?
35mm
Yeah.
one.
But it's quartz.
The only
Quartz.
thing is the size lah.
The current one is too huge for
dimensions,
folks
yeah.
like ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
But
But that is I mean, if I were to position it as someone, it's like, oh, you want to watch? Do you find this look okay? And the brand is good, the movement is good, it's reputable.
And it's 80 hours.
yeah,
Powermatic.
Hey, still have your Visa date.
I still have
I just asked it literally 2 minutes ago. Rewind that shit.
Thinking of something else.
Yeah, but yeah, that is a good example of
Yeah, yeah.
a bang for buck.
Yes.
But it's not in a acceptable price point yet, I think. Acceptable price point is like how the SKX was, which is like $500-700. 2.8 is still a hefty amount of
It
money.
is for an entry
Yeah.
hobby, right?
So if you're talking about entry level, my impression was less than $1,000. But maybe time has changed. We gotta evolve there,
$1,000.
pump up the numbers.
Shit, what can you really get for less than
Seiko,
$1,000?
Seiko
You
5.
can get a Hamilton.
It is this China brand with a
The Feel Watch.
A seagull.
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 Right, seagull.
Seagull.
The chrono.
Chrono.
Seagull.
Seagull's cool. Yeah, you could get that, but it's just that the challenge is someone's buying new, right? You want to see it in person.
Yeah, you can't see it.
It's really tough to sell the idea to a new watch person that you can't see it and you just have to commit to
Let's
buy
say own
something.
one.
Yeah, unless you show it to them, which is where the micro brand space comes in as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's true. It's really tough. I mean, it's actually a horrible time to start this hobby. You know, if you really think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Or maybe we are well past that, so it's hard to imagine.
I don't know. You know, it used to be that you could. You're right. You know, you recommend that, and if you've got sitting a lot of cash, you just tell them get a Rolex and be fine. You know, it's.
Oh.
But now you can't even get that. And there's no real Seiko value SKX except
Yeah.
the 5.
Last time you would say 7 or 13, right?
Yeah.
If you have small wrist, 7.
Yeah,
Big
that's
wrist,
true.
13.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really tough. Really, really tough. That's a good point.
Anyway.
I miss my SKX Series 13.
Yeah? It's really-
Oh,
I sold it to Lily.
really.
oh, she still has it.
Yeah, she still has it.
And you remember you asked me about it when I was Shopee.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
is this
I-
seller legit? I was like, oh yeah,
Sure
yeah,
she didn't destroy it
I
yet.
saw it on Amazon selling for 1,000 USD.
Now?
No, not. Yeah, now.
Like,
Whoa.
like a brand new SKX.
I'm not sure if it's.
My SKX is more than double.
Nice.
I bought it for 750
Nice.
ringgit. Now it's like 1,000, 6,00007 or something like that.
I think it's almost becoming a trend. Like, you know, you can tell how long we've been in the hobby when you start quoting prices that don't exist anymore.
Back in my days.
It's like your mom saying that the curry noodles used to cost 20 cents.
But it's only a few years ago, like 2 years ago, you know, or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Time has changed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, still hopeful though. I think we can end on that note. That we're hopeful
Yeah.
for more. And that actually points out to the fact that if there's a brand that can figure that one out, right? Like,
Yeah.
be the next entry level
Yeah.
that all of us around this table
Fuller
recommend.
Murray.
Yeah, but you don't have Fuller Murray,
Ah.
take care.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have like a certain infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
To ease the new guys into it, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah.
Neil Wellington.
Yeah, you,
Oh,
Became a joke.
the one I got for my fiance is pretty good too. Ionic, the one the customized watch.
oh,
It's you're paying a little bit more than what it's worth for a Miyota movement, but the novelty of it is you get to
Yeah.
customize it and personalize that watch.
yeah,
as
but
well.
again,
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I guess the same thing, like, right? You won't have a physical store.
Yeah.
You want to see in person. You want to bring a new hobbyist and like, hey, yeah, just go out have coffee with me and then
So, correct.
bam.
So there is a gap there. So if
Yeah.
someone fills that up, right, I think
Yeah.
you get an easy recommendation for all of us around the table to get more people into the hobby, right?
Yeah.
But now it's almost like time just increase your budget a little bit.
And can't try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trust it.
Just trust you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Trust my word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation.
Really
Yeah.
odd. Yes, I agree.
Yep, we'll see. But from lesson learned from last year, whatever we say, whatever we plan, at least for me, it deviates.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the journey and just never.
Yeah.
Don't use the word never.
Yeah.
Never.
And will not.
Or like no more this year.
yeah. That's famous last words.
I think I broke the record for that. I probably said it like 3 times last year.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. This is it. And it's like,
And now it's the new year.
yeah.
So it's reset again.
Counter reset.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, interesting time ahead, and I think we can end it for today.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys again in the next episode. We're probably going to do it online. And for those who are celebrating Chinese New Year, Happy Chinese New Year in advance. It's only going to be 1 week ago. 恭喜发财 and take care, stay safe, and have a good one. All right.